I'm Adrian Newman. I'm the founder of Numero Web Solutions. We are a digital marketing firm in Concord, Ontario, and we specialize in helping, those small and mid-sized businesses that just don't have the time to grow their digital marketing image and their presence online. So we help them by developing and designing their websites, whether it's a brand new website or improving an existing one, and then continually doing SEO, search engine optimization, and AEO, which is now called answer engine optimization, which is the AI stuff, helping with their social media, and all the other great things on getting them just more qualified web traffic that will go to the website and then convert on their websites into either a customer or a lead.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, thank you for sharing the AEO acronym. I was waiting for them to figure out what that was going to be called.
Yeah. Well, there's AEO and there's GEO, the generative engine optimization as well. So there's
Yeah.
two different ones. So yeah.
Nice, nice. That's exciting. That's the first I've heard of that. Maybe I'm
Mhm.
behind. Um, awesome. So how did you find yourself in this industry?
So I started with our parent company as a copywriter way back in 1997.
Hmm.
We were a direct marketing financial publishing company, direct to consumer, Canadian financial publishing company, probably at the time, one of the biggest independent financial advisory companies in the country.
Oh wow.
And I was working in the marketing department there, and pretty much had all the different hats as I grew, from production to data, database management to even graphic design. But my main passion was copywriting. And then back in, I think it was about 2012, when we decided to start really investing online for the publishing company. We created me and another gentleman, we created the department here and took off for the publishing company. Did great, 800% increase in web traffic, and pretty much was able to convert a traditional print shop into digital. So we decided, why can't we do this for other businesses? So we incorporated the company to Numero Web Solutions in 2012 to help other businesses, and we've been doing it now. It's going to be 14 years.
Wow. Awesome, awesome. So how did you get traction? How'd you find clients? How'd you grow?
Yeah. So when we first started, we brought on a lot of different people to help run the company. We brought on a massive sales team. We tried a lot of different things, but the main thing that we did at the beginning that helped us was the paid ads. So we did a lot of Google ad management. We've done some multi-channel marketing as well. So traditional stuff. We've done direct mail, which has worked, trade shows, which has worked, radio, which has worked. So it's funny because when I talk to people that I'm in the digital marketing industry, I always tell them, just because digital works so well, from personal experience or professional experience, also going out and multi-channeling it, going to the other mediums is only going to help boost your brand. So that's pretty much how we did it. So a lot of word of mouth, a lot of great work from sales reps, and some pounding in the pavement, but a lot of spend on Google.
Hmm. Awesome. Are there any kind of slept on multi-channel options that you are near and dear to your heart?
I used to think, and I still kind of think, that direct mail still has its place. Unfortunately, with the volatility of the postal service over the past year, it's kind of soured me a little bit on that. But I still, and maybe it's just because I'm old school and I haven't really dropped that passion yet of it. But I feel like the printed word, and actually a physical printed piece of copy and a letter, can help augment the relationship and help give some personality and personalization to the marketing message. So I know email marketing as well is still great, and I am also a big proponent of email marketing, and that's something we've done as well. So I guess if I were to say those two things, if I go ultra traditional, I would say it's traditional direct mail, and then further to that, email marketing, which a lot of people kind of think is also dead, but the email marketing still works as well.
Mhm. Now for email marketing, are you talking cold or kind of like newsletters or what?
Yeah, I think with any marketing material that you send out, you have to have value. So I think if you are doing, I'm not a big proponent of the cold outreach, and I get them all the time, especially, in my business, digital marketing, SEO. I always get emails all the time, of rank first page of Google. I checked out your site. I'm always about providing value. So like I have our e-letter that I give advice. I have my blog post on the website, which is, updated on a regular basis. I have my YouTube channel, which I post videos every day, and social media. So with email as well, I think if you're adding value in a newsletter, then, yeah, and of course with calls to action in there that are going to help with somebody, maybe reaching out, that's the best way to go.
Mhm. Got it. Got it. So, can you talk about who your ideal client is and any sort of niches that you consciously or unconsciously found yourself serving?
Yeah, it's actually unconsciously. So we found. I'll start with that. We've while we've got a wide array of businesses, dance studios, lawyers, health clinics. Um, we've For some reason there's a few customers who are in the warehousing and logistics business. We have a few of those, and so if I were to say like what is our main concentration, even though it's not a big concentration, that I would say that's a an industry that we have a lot of work with. So we do know a lot about that. So any company that does like fulfillment or warehouse equipment or anything like that in that industrial space, we have experience with that. So that's been our main niche. But our ideal customer essentially is usually a business. It could be a solopreneur. It could be a small business, maybe five people, but that knows the value of their customer and is willing to invest to get more of those customers, knowing that value of a customer. So what I say that is they might say, okay, I know that the lifetime value of a customer for me is $100. So I'm willing to spend, $50 to get a new customer, and therefore, based on a marketing plan that you provide me, this is what I'd be willing to spend on that. So we prefer working with customers that have somebody who's in charge of marketing. Like I said, I've worked with solopreneurs before, and they're wonderful. It's sometimes so like when somebody's working really hard and they're out, for example, on the road, if we have a landscaper that we work with, and he might not be able to approve content because he's laying interlocking brick all day and he just doesn't have the time. So we like customers that have a marketing team, or at least somebody who's in charge of marketing. And that really understand the value of customer acquisition, if that
Mhm.
answers your question.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So you said your main client is industrial warehouse space.
Yeah, I guess it's customers that have, like, we have multiple customers. So we have one customer that supplies warehouse equipment. We have one that supplies like forklifts for warehousing. We have one company that does. We have two different fulfillment centers as our clients too. We just onboarded a logistics company as well. So for some reason, those are the companies that we have just a lot of. I'm in fact speaking with another company that does truck and bus repair. So we're working with them as well. But like I said, we'll work with anybody. We have somebody who does financial training, some companies that do soft skills, another one that sells products for wires and cables. So
Mhm.
and like I said, health clinics. We have an aesthetic clinic, we have a fertility clinic, and we have a lawyer, a real estate lawyer, a corporate lawyer. So and like I said, dance studio, like it just runs the gamut.
Awesome, awesome. So what does an engagement look like?
We do, so with regards to, sorry,
You know, like
Chris, I just want to,
when you're you start working with a new client, you're focused on creating content to help them rank better in
hmm
search results and large language model results.
hmm correct. Yeah. So when we start with a client, whenever we onboard a client, we have a kickoff and we make, I would say, make them complete 3 questionnaires about their business and their industry, their competition. What we try to drill down to and what we help our clients with is finding out what their customers are searching for, what the problems their customers have. Because sometimes uh, you don't see the forest through the trees. You think your product is so great that anybody would buy it, and you're so enthralled with it. But yet, you really have to kind of take a step back and think like a customer, because essentially every business is there to help solve a problem, right? If a customer's got a problem, you're going to solve it. So whether it's something like I need to take my wife out for dinner tonight because it's her birthday. The problem is you got to find a restaurant reservation, and there's companies out there that will help solve that problem, like Open Table or Resi or the restaurants themselves. And it's the same thing here. You need to find out what your customers are searching for, and then what we do is we curate the content, whether it's in a blog, FAQ, static page, social media, all the above, that helps identify that problem and then answer the questions to help solve the problem. So that's what we like to do in those kickoff calls before we start working then on building out the content, sending it to them for approval, giving a content calendar as well, and then just sort of taking it from there. And then the relationship starts, and away we go.
Hmm. Awesome. Is it much different to show up in the results for SEO versus you say AEO?
Yeah, yeah. AEO, answer engine optimization. So it's different, and it's something that a lot of SEO companies are pivoting to. And I'm gonna say that we were lucky because the content that we have been writing since we started has always been geared towards the LLMs, right? Because what they are looking for is our answers. So we had always been focused on writing towards the human, the potential customer, as opposed to the search engine. So in the past, SEO companies would just simply write for Google, just to rank, to get that blue link. And we never did that. We made sure that we, in the back end with the tags and everything like that, and we were doing backlinking for them, made sure that the content got out there. But really what we tried to do was provide valuable content that their readers or their customers would be engaged to. And what we found now, so for example, we have a customer that does wildlife control. Content that we written for them years ago is showing up in the LLMs. One of those warehousing companies, same thing. It's showing up in the LLMs. So I'm going to say that while we had been writing content geared towards ranking first in Google, things now are showing up in the LLM. So if you had been doing it right, you would show up in both. But it's doing it right.
Hmm. Okay, gotcha. Are there any strategies that you're excited about or that are new or innovative ways to show up in either of these search results?
Um, as far as like it's yeah. As I stumble on the answer here, I'm really excited by the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
And it's not. I know this is going to sound probably against everything else, but the fact of the matter is that the new world of using Search GPT or the AI snippets in Google are simply just answering questions. I need an answer. I want to know, for example, what the best fertilizer is for my lawn in Toronto, Ontario, that has, the faces east and has a giant tree on the front. And that information is going to, if you have that information on your website, if you have that information in your blog, if you have that information in your socials, and you present yourself as an authority, it's going to show up. And to me, it seems very, very simple. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff in the back end that I wouldn't even begin to start trying to understand with regards to LLM. I don't do that. I don't design the stuff. I just use it. So that's what I'm most excited about, is the fact that you are now going to get actual actionable advice for your search results, as opposed to just having to go to a website and clicking around and maybe not finding exactly what you want, that the answers are going to be there. So that's what really excites me.
Mhm. Awesome. Awesome. Um, that's great. So, um, for clients, it sounds like you guys have a really good reputation. It's a lot of word of mouth. Besides referrals, do you incorporate any specific ways to find clients?
Uh, so we do a whackload of things, right? Like I said, I'm always posting on social media on a regular basis, usually 4 times a day.
Cool.
On our Instagram, on our LinkedIn. I find that for me, as a B2B business, LinkedIn has been a very valuable source for me. I like to post on LinkedIn. I like to engage with people on LinkedIn. I find it's a great way to reach out to people. I don't do a lot of cold outreach to them. I like to actually connect with people and try to learn more about them. I still do a lot of in-person networking events, so I'm part of a couple of networking groups. I like to get out there and chat with people. And like I said, we've done radio spots before. But I think the main thing for a business, if you're local, is to make sure that you are optimized for your Google local, because your Google business page, if it's showing up on the maps, because that I think is the best thing as far as what people are looking for, because it not only works desktop, but it's on a phone. So if somebody's quickly doing a voice search for something and you show up on the map results, you're going to get that customer.
Mhm. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, we are coming towards the end of our time together. I have one final question for you. It is an open-ended question. You take it in any direction you like. It is the name of the show. You can go personally, you can go business, you can go both. You can answer it multiple times. It is truly a dealer's choice. The question is, what are you working towards?
What am I working towards? So, lots of things. I have a lot of things going. I'm hitting that point in my life where I'm in the early 50s. So I'm looking towards, I'm almost at the empty nest stage of my life. I'm working towards getting to a point, where I'm personally, I am, maybe slowing down a little bit. I had a major medical issue earlier this year where I had to have, both of my quads tore, and I had to have them repair the tendons tore, so I couldn't walk for 2 months, which was a major eye opener for me. So I was looking forward to just kind of slowing down, but at the same time, um, I still want to help businesses grow. I really enjoy it when I have a client and I can go and they tell me, hey, thanks to you, I got an $80,000 government contract. Or we have one client that said, I will never give you a 5-star Google review because I don't want my competitors to know that we're working together, because you're my secret weapon. I love that stuff. And that is those are both true stories. So I'm still looking to grow my business and to get more customers, but at the same time, I like keeping it personal. So that's what I'm kind of working towards, is still being able to keep it personal, but kind of maybe get a little bit slower in my lifestyle. Before we came on, I told you I had a really busy day today, booked. I kind of like them not to be as busy.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you have worked very hard, and that is yeah, the fruits of your labor coming up. So, um, Awesome. And where can my audience find out more about you and everything you're working on?
Yeah, you can visit the website, www.numerounoweb.com. You can visit our YouTube page. Like I said, I post to YouTube every day. So
Yeah.
it's at Numero Uno Web, at Numero Uno Web, or you just search Numero Uno Web Solutions on YouTube. And if you want, feel free to email me, a.newman@numerounoweb.com. I'd be glad to do a quick 10-minute call or analysis of your website, kind of give you some tips and tricks on how to make it better, and then see where it goes from there.
Yeah. Awesome. We will link all that in the show notes. Adrian, thank you so much for taking the time. This was really great to get to know you better.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. And to all our listeners out there, thank you so much for tuning in and keep on growing out there, everybody. See ya.